Hi, I'm Joe Nordling,
And I'm Nick Green.
and this is our Origins 2-player all-gum speedrun. So going into the speedrun, one thing that was super important to us is shopping. Alright, so this roll right here actually has to be shopping free. As soon as I see that, I call it out to Nick, and he starts making a run to Gen 6.
Right, so as we've ran through this a lot of times, because if our first Gobblegum roll is not shopping free or Perkaholic, we have to reset the run, which Flag Ops 3 cycle time, we get to look at the nice tree cutscene, which no one likes at all. So basically, the shopping free route I'm taking right now, we're just trying to open up all the doors as possible because we only have a minute. So my main goal here is to get all the way to Gen 6, so I can get on the tank as soon as possible to spend my starting 500 points to be able to get the first part of the lightning staff.
Alright, and as Nick's doing that, I'm running Gen 2. You actually have time to run 2 generators before the first robot comes. So you'll see me here kind of start looking up to the sky right after this generator. It ends up being mid-robot first, which works out pretty well. We get that first wind staff part. You see Nick, he's about to start running
an additional means of defense.
Yeah, right. So here I roll a Gobblegum. We're looking for Perkaholic here. Unfortunately, I got raindrops, but I decided not to waste that right now because I wouldn't have been able to use it while I was on the tank. So I just decided it would be better just to hop on the tank as soon as possible to get going to get to that first lightning stop past Gen 4 as soon as possible.
And the big reason Nick needs the Perkaholic is to make the two jumps for the second lightning staff part, second and third lightning staff part. In this run, we ended up not getting the Perkaholic, and I ended up getting the third lightning staff part, which ended up working out really, really well.
Yeah.
So in the robot, just getting this first wind staff part, I'm gonna pop out, then run over to Gen 4 and start getting the lightning disc.
Initial test subjects failed to survive the purge sequence.
Bottom screen here,
Hence
we're about
the
to see
addition
a
of the
zombie
velocity.
float on my screen. That was my favorite part of the run.
Right here, just running Gen 4. We're making actually really pretty good time here. Round 1, still running a couple different gens while we can. As soon as Nick grabs his spark, we're kind of looking to end the round here.
Right, so you can see me knifing people at the bottom.
The main reason...
Look at this jump, man. This is cool.
The main reason we want to end around here is Nick wants to roll for perk, like we mentioned earlier, once he gets back here to Gen 2.
Right. So when I get back to Gen 2, this is the stuff that I have to do at Gen 2, which is grab the ice disc, grab the stone off the table, and flip the switch to down. And here we're waiting to roll for perk because the round's not over yet. I also started looking for zombie shield parts, but Joe told me that he already got that, but that's okay.
Yeah, so this is a slight time loss. We'll try and point those out throughout the run of how we can improve. This is a
After we reached the catacombs at the dig site,
59:34 run. The world record right now
is like 40.
Yeah, 44, 43.
But they're on PC, so movement is optimized.
Right, movement's optimized, but also we had a couple time losses here.
This is true.
So we'll try and point those out on where we can improve throughout the run.
So here I roll. What did I get here? What is that? Phoenix up. Yeah. We don't really need that one yet. That was kind of an emergency, just in case, because sometimes our favorite giant robots will glitch kill you sometimes, so we thought it'd be a decent idea to include Phoenix up, just in case on later rounds if we're making really good time and we need to save the run. We figured it'd be a good idea. And here actually, when I saw Joe go into the robot at Gen 6, I came up with this brilliant idea. I was like, I'm not going to wait around for Perkaholic because I don't have enough money. So I said, I'm going to hit the first jump, and Joe's going to catch the tank on the way and hit the second jump switch and have all the lightning staff parts by the end of round 2.
Right, so this whole little sequence was actually completely improvised.
Yeah, we usually don't do this. Usually the goal is for me to get perk, and I hit both jumps.
Right, and so I hit the mount switch as I'm going, check there for disc, which it's not there. Even with this heads-up play, there's actually another time loss. I could have bought this door right here for Gen 5, and then Nick could have started doing Gen 5 and then
flipping the switch and getting
flipping the switch and lightning crystal.
Yeah.
However, we're a little focused on hitting this tank jump, not so much.
Which was probably worth it, honestly.
Yeah, definitely.
Getting that last lightning part was more critical than getting the Gen 5 door open.
Absolutely.
And Zombie Shield, we determined in our earlier runs, we've been working on this for about, what, week and a half?
About a week, yeah.
We determined recently that we do want the Zombie Shield, and we're not good enough to do it without it, so we started getting zombie shield parts.
Yeah, so we got the full lightning staff on round 2, or all the parts, I should say.
5 minutes, all parts.
5 minutes, all parts for lightning is pretty good. Right now, we're looking to, okay, maybe I'm getting lightning crystal here.
Yeah, you're doing, I think, Gen 5. Never
Maybe
mind.
not.
I thought.
Ending round.
Oh, that's fair. And I'm getting the chamber open.
Right. So I think I run to do...
This is when it starts, because, yeah, we had a hypothesis that I was going to stone round 3, and we happened to get that RNG, yes sir.
Right.
So Joe's looking to go dig for the first ice step part 2 and 3, and I'm looking to go dig at mid and Gen 6.
And so we actually had some really good RNG right here. The 2-3 robot ended up coming, which allowed us to get the last wind staff part.
And there's my Perkaholic, finally.
Yeah, this round we actually got Perkaholic kind of late.
Yeah, usually we prefer to have it on round 2.
Round 2 is usually when we both get perk.
And the main reason isn't just for like survival and double tap and all that. It's really just for stamina.
Initial test
Stamina
subjects failed to survive the purge sequence. Hence the addition of the velocity
the entire run. So another thing that we actually learned while we were doing speedruns is that you can't do 2 generators at the same time, which is really lame, by the way. Don't know why you can't do that.
Yeah, so this was just slight time loss, but more really just unfortunate RNG. I dug like 3 different dig spots on Gen 3. There's me thinking there's one more.
I'm trying not to dig down.
But so we dug at all the spots at Gen 3. Didn't get an ice staff part, which was super unfortunate. I run Gen 3 right here.
Yeah,
because Gen 5 just got done.
I'm still looking for mid dig spots.
Yeah, so got perk here, which was
they are
awesome
manifesting
timing.
in our immediate area.
As soon as I get, so when we do gens, Nick and I are kind of talking and communicating like, hey, you know, what are our next steps? They're kind of almost like downtime for us. And so
yeah, we're that good.
And so we're kind of planning. Okay, I'm gonna go get. Nick's gonna get ice crystal. I'm gonna get lightning crystal. Then we're gonna go to the basement and build both of the staffs
and switch.
And so one of the things I've kind of taken on the ice and wind staff, and Nick's really focused on lightning and fire. And so Nick's going to get an ice crystal. I totally forgot to dig here, so I had to run back.
I put my stone in the bird bath. For G-strikes.
For G-strikes. Which one thing we highly prioritize is getting G-strikes on an early round.
Absolutely.
And so we usually have you start knocking by what, round 4 or 5?
Typically, yes.
And Widow's Wine helps out with that. It actually
Widow's Wine is the best perk of all time.
Yeah, so Widow's allows you to knife until round 4.
Switch. And I just dug up the 3rd ice part, so now we have all the ice step parts as well.
Right, so Nick's going to
get at this point in the run, did this seem fast? I don't remember.
No, so yeah, we actually, up until like around 20-ish minutes, we thought this was a bad
I thought this was kind of slow. See, because it just seems like it's like, hey, we don't have any snaps built yet. It's because usually what we're looking for is to have the snaps in our hands ready to be upgraded by like 10 minutes, right?
Right.
So I was like, well, here, I'll probably make it back to the mound at 10 minutes. But the other problem is Joe's here trying to buy an HVK. Trying to buy the HVK.
Which doesn't work.
Which does not let him do it. But the other problem is I have the gramophone at 6, and Joe is waiting on me to get the gramophone, which is a little bit unfortunate.
Right, so, and one thing we've talked about when kind of planning out what route we're going to take is gramophone usage, so like who's using the gramophone when, and how we can kind of balance it between the two of us. Nick picks it up, drops it down for me. This was a pretty good handoff.
Yeah, and then I'd go straight to Gen 6. It's good stuff right there.
Yeah, so right now we're just both kind of waiting.
Yeah.
Kind of get hit a couple times.
Some gens, gonna grab that fire staff part out the box.
One of the things that we've both been trying to work on is as soon as you go into the crazy place, is to start building the portals instantly. Because you can start building the portals as soon as you get in, run and get a crystal or 2.
And the portal will be there by the time you're back.
Exactly. Always making sure to pick up the gramophone. In real time, actually, a lot of the movement here becomes automated.
Oh look, I almost got stomped on and lost the run.
A lot of movement becomes automated And so I totally forgot whether I picked up the gramophone or not at this point, and we'll kind of loop back down to that. But,
I was trying to pack a bunch of the KRM with 2,000 bullets.
We actually had kind of a sick play here, which I'll let Nick talk about.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So right here at the bottom, right, we each have our respective crystals, but we want Joe to take Ice Staff because he knows it better than I do, and I want to take Lightning because I just like doing Lightning. I would argue I'm faster at it. So basically we swap right here, and then we actually divert to try to like split the zombie spawn so we can just effectively get out. See, I only had to use one bullet to kind of avoid all the zombies here. It was a really clean handoff, you know, 3-man weave style. It's good stuff right there.
Yeah, and so a lot of those little movements, which we've gotten pretty good at this first part of the run.
Right, because we've done it all the time.
Just because we keep running it over and over and over again. And so
Was this the first run we got past Ascend from Darkness?
This was indeed the first run we actually were able to get all the
past Ascend from Darkness. So the step Ascend from Darkness, if you're unfamiliar, is you have to put all the staffs in the robot heads, which sounds pretty easy, but it takes forever.
Yeah, and so usually when we're waiting for that step, one of us, me, will get killed by a Panzer or something.
But it's okay because we Phoenix up. So right here, we're standing still because I'm looking up the Ice Staff parts, the Ice Staff symbols on my phone, trying not to get down as I just stand here.
Yeah.
So I actually turned around to build this portal for Joe because I figured Joe would be done in time to actually go through it. So that was a good time save. This is also showing that I don't know how to navigate Gartha because I ran into 2 dead ends and then I proceeded to go back into a 3rd dead end. But that's okay. This was also the biggest problem right here, right?
Because, with the wind crystal?
Yeah.
Yeah, so one thing we've looked at this run, I grabbed the wind crystal right here, which we actually identified as a mistake.
Absolutely.
This was probably our biggest mistake. Our biggest mistake.
Which doesn't seem like it off the bat. You're thinking about you're like, oh, just get the crystal wire here, right?
Right. We already have all the wind staff parts. I'm typically the one who's supposed to build wind staff.
Right. So we just said, Joe can grab the crystal.
It's not going to be a big deal. Right. But I start going to do the second step of the Ice Staff, which is shooting the frozen gravestones. And one of the gravestones is actually over at Gen 2. And so the reason why the wind crystal was a mistake is you can only have one crystal at once. And if I didn't get the crystal, left it for Nick to get, while I'm over at Gen 2, I could have went and got the fire crystal.
Which would have... We also didn't have the fire disc at this point, but that was also our fault.
You're right.
So I should have picked up the fire disc while I was at Gen 6, putting my stone in and getting ice crystal. But yeah, ideally, what would have happened is if I got the wind crystal, I could have just built the wind staff, and when Joe's going back here to shoot the gravestone, he's already here, so it saves an entire trip back to like spawn area.
Right, so it would have saved us, I think, at least a minute or 2.
I would argue 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Because you have to go, you have to build the portal.
You have to wait for the portal.
Wait for the portal. You have to go and grab the crystal, wait for the portal, come back, grab the gramophone, run back. That's some solid time right there.
And so that's definitely something we're going to be integrating into the next couple of runs we're doing. The other thing, so right now Ice Staff is done. Nick's finishing up Lightning right now.
Right, and if you notice, I just played the piano in Agartha, which we have memorized by now. Like, you just have to have some of this stuff memorized. Like, there's no time to look it up. It's what 1 3 6 3 5 7 2 4 6.
Yep.
So if you notice, the second step of Lightning is to flip all the switches
across the map.
Across the map. But the thing is, every time we're at somewhere doing something else, we just flip the switch while we're there. So really, by the time we build the Lightning Staff, we only have to play the piano, and then we can just throw it right back.
Right, and so we've kind of, in our route, we're trying to optimize more and more things as we play. So like the switches were a super easy run to say, hey, you know, when you're at 2, flip the switch. When you're running 4, flip the switch up. And so there's definitely a couple more of those things. Like I know some of the ice symbols by heart. But
we wanted to look it up just in case because it's not worth missing like the 5th shot and then having to restart.
Yeah, so Ice Staff is done. We've shoot its orb. I grab Wind, which I actually also messed up here. Right here, I say, hey, yes. I'm gonna run to grab the Fire Crystal
Regen 3,
and I was supposed to do the Wind Staff here as well. But you know, autopilot mode kicked in. Totally forgot to do that.
You know, I wonder if you could have made it. If you did the wind, grabbed the crystal, the portal still would have been up. People.
I need to take these
It would have been pretty close. Yeah, I've been wind staff. We definitely have the most practice with.
Yeah.
And so like we've gotten the wind staff split down really.
The wind staff split
really
is faster than the portal can assemble itself.
Right. So as soon we'll explain this here later, but as soon as I pop in to solve wind staff, you instantly start building a portal, and you can actually solve the wind staff riddle before the portal finishes built. Right here,
it's always like, how did you know what to do?
Right here, we actually had a really big time loss.
Oh, this is my fault.
Where normally we plan on picking up the fire disc earlier in the run.
Oops.
Kind of missed that here, so Nick had to run down, grab it for me really quick.
Luckily, that was only a few seconds, but still, that should have been taken care of earlier.
Right, and here, Nick, why don't you talk about what you're doing right now?
Right, so as of right now, I'm still looking for zombie spawns to knife to charge this stone in the bird bath, so we can go and take it back to Gen 2 to get our G-strikes. So I actually had a lucky few zombie spawns earlier. I think I got up to 15 kills, which was really nice. So a lot of our other problems we've seen with the run is just round management and as well as mixing up zombie spawns. So part of the problem with charging and using zombie souls to charge on early rounds is the split, like they spawn kind of near both of us and there's not enough zombies in one round to finish a whole charge. So I'm just kind of waiting around rolling a gobble down because I only need a few more knives, and it's not a one knife kill anymore because Will's wine only kills 2 and 4, but it doesn't matter. I figured I was close enough.
Yeah, so a lot of this is actually just on the fly decisions, where
almost the whole run is literally just like, oh, what if we did this right?
Right. We've you know, got a whiteboard and worked out our general game plan. However, when you're actually in game making those split-second decisions, sometimes
decides the run.
Right. Sometimes you make the right decisions, and
many times we have made the wrong decisions.
Break you.
So right now I'm going to actually upgrade wind staff,
and I'm going to go down.
Nick's running the stone over to Gen 2 to finish up
this knife. So fast. This G-strike split, I'm convinced, so fast.
Yeah, so we, unlike a lot of other runs, we prioritize G-strikes super early. Mainly just so that throughout the rest of the run we can use G-strikes in a crunch time period. Here's my favorite part of the run, the wind staff split.
The wind staff split.
Start building.
Oh my god, so fast.
Almost had a perfect setup here. One more, and then that wind staff
so
is done.
Fast. It's so fast.
And then we're just waiting for the portal to finish building. So I'm pretty convinced you can't do the wind staff any faster than that.
Unless you have to wait for the portal.
Right. So here, we actually...
I got that nuke. That was bad.
So it begins.
Gramophone there, because I already have a fire pistol.
Yes.
Once we have all the staffs built, we always leave the gramophone at Gen 4.
Because it's the closest to the mound.
Closest to the mound, and then you don't have to rebuild it every time.
Yeah, that takes forever.
So I'm running around here doing the statues for wind. There's 3 statues located around the map that you have to shoot. And as I'm kind of doing this route, I'm checking for hitting Gobblegum, just to try and get instant plays on the nukes to help Nick out.
Right. I'm still just trying to finish these G-strikes. Oh, the last zombie this round actually. Remember?
Yeah,
that was so lucky.
So good.
That was so lucky.
Yeah, one thing we both struggle with is round manipulation. And so, you know, being able to actually count how many zombies you need to do a step and then
do it efficiently.
I
just got that zombie back. Yeah, those are G-strikes.
The G-strikes are done. You know, sub 20, which is really good for us.
And here, I was just looking to kill the zombies, mainly because I wanted to reroute spawns to mid, because now, I mean, what else do we have to do? I didn't want to place lighting in the crazy place Agartha yet, because we wanted to use it to kill the Panzer, because it's super fast at doing that, and hot take, lighting staff's the best stuff, so.
And one thing that still really up for debate whether this was a time loss or not is we're on round 6. We haven't even started fire staff steps.
Well, I mean, fire staff steps?
Well, like we need to still get we need to kill the first phantom.
Right? Yeah. Oh yeah.
So
we should have accelerated around
right.
faster. Yes, that is fair.
So maybe that was a little bit of time loss, but like honestly, nothing super noticeable.
Yeah. We still haven't shut the plane down, but I'm about to do it within like 2 bullets. It was amazing. Such a good shot.
So right now we're just rotating wind disc, finishing that up. Nick's trying to fill this box, which the box management this run was so bad.
Oh, I don't want to talk about it.
Definitely some of our worst.
It's probably the most embarrassing part of the run.
We had 3 box resets. 4?
It's very important.
Yeah,
it was ridiculous.
And they're at the worst times too.
Yeah, so
Max's jump part.
Grabbing the Max's jump part, knowing where all the spawns are for all the parts has definitely been a huge learning curve for us.
Yeah, the staff parts are easy.
Staff parts are easy, however...
Everything else.
Yeah, Max's jump parts, shield parts...
you have to help me. Please. There is a way to open the gateway.
Waiting for zombies.
Waiting for zombies, also looking to see if a robot's coming, which is going to be slow.
Fire plane right here, ready to get a snipe.
Boom!
Your twisted games mean nothing to me, Samantha.
Someone's fine.
So right now, wind is done, as well as ice and lightning. So I'm running to throw the wind staff into charge, then I'm going to run back, grab ice, grab the fire.
Yeah, you should let the north move.
Yep. Slight time loss.
Was that like 10 seconds?
Right. But it also allows me to load the zombie shield.
Yeah, so at least we were making it. So I don't think that was really like that. And yes, here I am using a shotgun on instant kill. As you do. Nice.
So just kind of filling up this box, getting kills. We try and keep a rough count of zombies in our head.
Yeah, but sometimes
we're
not dying is more important than counting.
Right, and we'll see that later in the run. Both Nick and I slowed down in order to kind of play the run safer.
Run is always more important than time.
Absolutely. So I'm running.
So I have Phoenix up.
Yes. Well, Phoenix up. Where especially the all gum category, your 5 gobblegum are super, super important.
Absolutely.
And not only deciding what they do, but how they interact with each other
is extremely important. So before we actually had shopping free, what we were planning on doing is we were running extra credit. So one of us would roll for a double points, and then the other one would roll for extra credit, and then we take both of those, double points and extra credit. So that's an example of how gobblegums can work together.
Right, and especially when you have 2 different players, both can be rolling for multiple gobblegums at once, or a very specific one. However, once we got shopping free, we planned out a super fast route to start doing lightning staff on like round 1. And one of the biggest things was making sure we had insta-kill.
We got 3 max animals in there.
The staffs of the ancients.
Very good.
Ridiculous.
Making sure we have insta-kills, nukes.
And those are the most important ones.
The 2 most important ones, mainly to do melees for the G-strikes, but also to nuke when the generators are going down.
Yeah.
And then Nick actually had an extra gobblegum slot where we kind of were like, we don't really know what to put here.
Because originally I had the random power-up one that has a chance of spawning any power-up, but like sometimes I would just give us max ammo, which like normally you wouldn't complain about, but ammo conservation in this run is not an issue. Like you'll see later when we complete the Easter egg, I don't have ammo in my gun and it doesn't matter.
Yeah, so this run was actually pretty good, but
This run is insanely good. What are you talking about? We're literally the best. We're the best console players in the world.
I'm known for
going down
on pretty easy steps.
But that happens.
It happens to the best of us. It really does. Whether that's a glitched robot.
I think about it. How many times have I gotten stomped on?
Right. A lot.
A lot.
And so we were like, we should just give Nick Phoenix up.
Just in case.
Preserve the Perkaholic.
Yeah. And the run. Because if you don't have Perkaholic, you cannot do this run in the all-gum category. Like, at that point, just set it to no-gum. So, basically what I'm doing right now is, since Joe's going to he's going to build the fire staff to come back to Agartha, Crazy Place to charge, I am just getting some kills in here to charge up the rest of the 3 staffs, which are all charging by 24 minutes? Which at the time still seems slow.
Yeah.
But the fact that we had all of them in the charge, like in the process of being charged at 24, they're probably charged by about 26, and it's like, whoa, this is actually really fast.
This might be getting around. Yeah, we actually there's a couple different points where like, oh, should we start over?
We did almost start over. When I didn't get Perkaholic, I thought about it.
The biggest reason is we recorded this on a PS4, and it has an in-game timer. And our in-game timer was actually a couple minutes off.
It was at 30 minutes right now.
Right. And so we thought this was like
29.
29.
Because usually we start the recording early so we can boot into the screen. But sometimes we actually had 2 like fake runs before this where we booted in, we didn't get the right gobblegum, so we reset. So our time was actually off by about 4 minutes. So we thought we were at a half hour by now, but we are doing exceptionally well.
Right. So right here, it's super important Nick does not kill any zombies. When you're charging the fire staff, you have to kill zombies on these grates with the fire staff.
It's also important that I stay close to consolidate spawns.
Right, so Nick needs to stay close enough to me so that all the zombies are coming over here, over the grates.
And not get down.
And not get down. And so this was some pretty clean movement by both of us. We end up getting a zombie blood here for Nick, which is like
that was
the
amazing.
Perfect power up.
Yeah. And so another goal we were doing here is we just wanted to cycle the staffs out as fast as we could. So every time a new staff is turned into its ultimate form, I'd go and take it out of its slot so I can send it back to the base end of the mound. So by the time we get to the Ascent from Darkness step, we are ready to take the staffs and put them through a button. So here I am swinging the zombie blood, and I said, alright Joe, they're all you, boss.
So all the zombies are coming to me. We're about to finish up fire staff right there. And then we are about to bounce. So the next step is putting all of the next step is upgrading the fire staff. Last zombie fills the bounce, or fills the.
So I started the portal there for Joe, literally. I probably should have done that a few seconds earlier, but
might have saved a couple of seconds, but not a huge deal.
Crucial.
So we see Gen 1 going down right now. Nick pops his nuke.
Kill those annoying boys.
Kill those boys. I started booking it over to Gen 6.
Even though we can't see.
The lighting glitches on the PS4 are brutal.
Old console. Old game.
So I book it over to Gen 6 to do the last part of fire. Nick is finishing up the ice staff right now, I believe.
Yep.
Getting kills,
finishing charging, killing. My favorite stuff.
Like we said, we were looking at the in-game timer. Kind of knew like, hey, this is actually pretty
fast. Because keep in mind, we thought this was 33 minutes right now. We're like, hey, we got almost all the staffs. We're looking at, Joe got confused, but we're looking at the fire symbols, so we're about to do the torches. We said, hey, we're going to get all 4 ultimate probably by like 35 minutes.
Right. And so this was probably one of the messiest fire staffs I have ever done.
Yeah, but it's okay because it worked. Oh yeah, it was so slow. I don't know how that worked. I'm not going to lie.
Because I was a clown and forgot where 7 is, right? It's right in that little back corner. And so I saw it there, but then on this, there's going down to all the zombies. Missed that time. Ended up missing before. Had to rerun it. Ended up, this was one of those moments where it's like, hey, save the run.
Yeah, I said just kill the zombies. It's not worth it.
Forgot where 7 was again.
He said, I'm
but
we found it.
This ended up working.
This was so slow. I'm convinced it should not have worked. Even watching it right now, I'm like, there's no way. How?
But we get the audio cue, and so we start booking it to mid.
Here's Samantha yell at us somewhere.
So right now you'll see Nick actually starts running over to 6.
Grab
the Max's drone parts. We knew it was going to spawn there because we had already checked all the other spots.
That's a big brain right there.
But Nick starts charging this box, which we kind of determined that this step when we're waiting for robots to come is the
most efficient time.
It's the best time to do boxes.
I just missed 3 times.
However, and Nick can explain this better, but like this run box management was so poor.
It was very, very unfortunate. But again, it's also kind of robot RNG, so as you can see here, I'm just kind of sitting around waiting for zombie spawns. I was debating popping a nuke to end the round because I didn't think there were any zombies left. But it was also at this point where we didn't want to run rounds up too high. So we're just trying to get the last few in this box. But as you're about to see here, I think Joe tries to snipe the last one with the wind staff or something. Or is that later?
Yeah, I think that's later. But we see the robots coming.
I was like, oh, my box is done.
The box is gonna reset.
Yes.
Show caution when walking robots path.
And fire staff's done now. It just needs to be charged in Garthus/Crazy Place. And so I'm going to do that. Nick's hanging out for Gen 6 to just wait for me to have the upgraded fire staff.
Yeah.
This part of the run is definitely where we could have saved some better round management would probably have helped us here.
Probably should have used my nuke here. So you had one,
right?
I know you.
No, I had killed.
But you rolled for a nuke later.
Yes. Yeah, we try and each keep at least one nuke on us in order to kill those generators, like we mentioned. And we don't really know when that's gonna happen.
Yeah. I mean, it's probably knowable, but we just decided not to know that.
So right here, we're just waiting for the zombies to come into the foot.
Oh, this is the most brutal part. I get 28 kills on this box here, and I need 30.
And then it gets reset.
And then it got reset at 28. So then we had to do it again.
Right, so we did this box twice.
Time loss.
We ended up doing it.
Did this box 3 times.
3 times, yeah. We did the mid box twice, which was so bad as well.
Yeah,
that's alright.
So this is when we're just kind of running around. This seems pretty sloppy here.
Yeah, so we're like, this isn't. We didn't think this was a great run, but we said, hey, we're gonna finish strong. We started this run at 1 in the morning.
Something like that. Yeah, we have class tomorrow.
Yeah. So we said, hey, last round of the night.
We said, why
we'll
not?
play it out.
Yeah, run it.
So both of us are just trying to progress through rounds, get kills. Fill up the fire staff in the box. And a lot of what's happening here is kind of RNG, you know.
Spawns. It's like spawn RNG.
Right. If 2 more zombies would have spawned over by Nick,
that would have been amazing.
That probably would have saved us like
2 minutes.
Yeah, 2 or 3 minutes. Which is unfortunate.
See, it's a little interesting to think about because the box step can be completed only after you skewer the winged beast, which is step 5. But we still think completing the box a little bit early would have just saved a little more time.
Yeah, because one really big part of this run is, you know, most people you can complete the steps just in order one after another. However, what's so great about this map is you can start completing steps early.
Exactly.
And
right?
so,
like flipping the lightning switches.
Like flipping the lightning switches as soon as we get out of Gen 1.
Yeah.
Right? And so that's our mentality behind getting G strikes early too, and filling boxes early as well. So these podiums show up. I grab wind staff. Still trying to fill this box at bottom.
I am so close. It's so sad. Like looking at it, I'm like, oh, I'm probably gonna finish this box. No, we don't finish this box.
Right now, we're just waiting to see which is the first of the robots to come. Yeah, I think it's 6 here. I don't remember. I missed the wind robot at one point. Maybe it was a different one.
Maybe we're confused. It might have been a different one.
It might have been.
They blend together.
So right here, this was also, I would argue, a pretty big mistake.
Oh yes.
If I would have booked it straight to 6, all of these zombies would have been over by Nick.
Right.
That box 100% would have been done, and we wouldn't have to have gone back and do it.
Yeah, so it would have been a consolidation of zombies. Look how many Joe gets.
Right.
The worst part about this is all 3 robots are coming right now, so Joe's box gets reset even though he has all these kills anyway.
Right.
All of these kills were for nothing.
I saw Nick's robot was coming, didn't think we'd have enough zombies to fill it, so I was like, oh, I'll start on the middle box.
Yeah.
And then I saw the middle robot coming, and I was like,
no, it's
dang, it's all 3 of them. So Nick's box gets stomped. This box gets stomped. Yep.
And here I go, starting again. The 3rd time I'm filling this box.
Yes. And the other unlucky part about this is neither of the middle or ice robots' foot were open. It was the second and third robot.
Which we didn't have lightning, and there's no way you're going to make it all the way over there.
Right, so this is one of those times where you just kind of bite the bullet, say, RNG, we kind of
wait again.
So we wait the 45 seconds for the robots to come back?
Yeah, once they clear the map, it's about 45 seconds.
So once again, we, you know, upon further review, we definitely should have both gone to one box here.
Yes.
But we stayed split up, which did not turn out well.
It seemed like a good idea in the moment, because, I mean, at the beginning of the round, I was like, I probably need about 7 or 8 more, but I only got like 3.
Not stop until the process is complete.
So, Nick's finishing up bottom, trying to finish up bottom. I actually had a really bad play here. When you're filling up boxes, you should not be knifing zombies, because if you get a nuke, it actually delays around by 20 seconds. Prevents zombies from spawning for a little bit.
You told me not to knife.
Yeah, earlier in the round I said don't knife because we're gonna get a nuke, and then I ended up just knifing zombies and got a nuke, right?
It's okay, I also had a nuke during G strikes, so we've all gotten the unfortunate nuke.
Yes, but so we see middle robots coming. Our favorite game to play in the middle of runs is
ID the foot.
ID that foot.
ID the foot.
So one of us will say, "Hey, ID that foot."
Not left. We said it is the right foot.
And it calls out right foot for me, so I can just go way over here.
This area was a robot.
Panzers.
Yes. So right now we're just kind of Nick's still filling this,
trying not to get down,
not getting down, and filling the box.
That was one. This would be impossible.
Yeah, Widow's Line.
At least we will be safe for a few moments.
The best.
So we put the
My box is done.
staff in the head. Nick
After
finishes
3
with
tries.
Then Nick, you run to go start filling the next box, right?
Yeah, I just said, you know what? I can make the run Gen 6. So I just
Initial
fill this
test
other box.
failed to survive
Yeah,
the third
so
sequence.
fire staff's
the
put
addition of the
in the
velocity
bottom of the mound.
compensator.
Wind staff's put in the middle robot. So I'm gonna grab. Actually, no, we don't grab that. We need to switch it.
I
become one of you.
after because the 6 robot's about to show up here, so I'm filling boxes, waiting for that.
Yes. So I was going down to grab lightning originally to run it to Gen 2 and 3. However, we also had a heads-up play. Nick calls that this box that he's filling up is almost done when he has to leave to go to Gen 6. And so we make a heads-up play where I say, hey, I'll finish the box, you start running to 6, and then I will send the lightning staff back to you for you to run to Gen 2 and 3.
So the main reason we switched it is because right when we saw the Gen 6 robot was coming here, we knew we had about 2 minutes if we were lucky enough that the Gen 2 robot would come. So I said, what if we prioritize this box? And I said, I have stamina up, I can run really fast. So I was going to go put the ice staff in, and Joe was going to send the lightning staff back by buying a gun off the wall. And then I was just going to run back to Mountain, pick that up, and then go.
We are in the
So right there, I call out the foot to Nick, hey, it's the far side of 6. So he can just go wait there, and then I go and to hopefully finish up this box before the middle robot stomps.
This is early open, yes sir.
And one other really big part about the run, RNG plays a major factor.
It's almost the entire run.
You know, if...
Don't get us wrong, a lot of it is adaptation and skill. Probably about 70% of like being able to complete it is that, but like this whole speed aspect is almost majority RNG.
Right,
but
you know, if
it's important to react.
right, you know.
Don't worry, we're still awesome. We also got lucky.
To be able to play things by ear and on the moment, like
it's so hard to do on this map.
Like being able to say, "Oh, hey, let me send you the lightning staff real quick."
There's so many things,
which we end up doing right here.
So many things to keep track of.
I buy a wall weapon, send the lightning staff back to Nick, so he can start running back to Gen 2.
I said, "I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna make it."
But for instance, right now, if each time there's a 45% chance a robot will come from not the one that most recently came. So like if the middle robot just came, the middle robot will not be coming the next time. So 45% chance for either of the other sides, or then 10% for all three of them to come.
If all three would have came right here and a random foot,
that
could have been run killing.
Right.
Easily.
Because after all three come, it's completely resets
all the boxes.
Resets all the boxes, but also the chances that the next robot's going to come.
Yeah.
So Nick starts booking it over to Gen 2. Yeah, middle robot comes first.
So annoying.
Does this box get reset? For like a
I think so. Actually,
I don't know.
Let's find out. I'm so excited. Are we good enough?
This was another big mistake.
Oh, the box does.
So, I got that. Once again, that kind of muscle memory kicking in. As soon as we see a generator going down, we instantly pop the nuke. However, I was right next to the generator, so if we would have kind of slowed down and like, hey, I could just kill these zombies
after box.
Right. This box might have been able to get filled, however, it gets stopped again.
How is this the fastest console run?
Definitely some room for improvement here.
I would say, I guess it really is the fastest run still because of the order of the steps. That's the most important thing. So it doesn't matter if we fill the boxes as early as we're possibly trying to. The main benefit of filling them early is the second you finish step 5, which is Skewer the Winged Beast, you can just go straight to charging your fist in the basement.
Right. So as long as you finish the boxes,
and at the bottom of the screen, I'm training. I said, Joe, look how many I have. And then he got mad at me and said, kill them, don't die.
Just don't go down here. Like, we're looking at the timer, and we're like,
Joe,
hey,
I have like
just,
30.
Let's just
look how many I have.
I feel
then I get
different. Foul
But
stench floods
Zombie
my
Blood, which was really good luck here. So yeah, so the steps don't necessarily matter if you beat them as early as possible, just as long as you start doing the later steps before the earlier steps.
Right, so you just have to complete the 7 main steps in chronological order, which is, correct me if I'm wrong, but it's secure the keys, ascend from darkness, rain fire, unleash the horde, skewer the winged beast, wield fists of iron, raise hell, freedom.
Right. And so you can start working on these boxes whenever.
The boxes are part of step 6, which is wield fists of iron.
Right. And so, but you can start those as soon as you get to the
You can start those on round 1 if you really wanted to, but there's no purpose.
There's no point in doing that. So
you need to finish the step after you skewer the beast, which we're still waiting on right now. So we were kind of doing the boxes while we waited, so by the time we finish step 5, we could just go.
The other, part of RNG right here is the correct foot was open.
I sniped that. I sniped that.
If Gen 2 would have been open and Nick would have missed Gen 2, we would have had to wait at least 2 cycles.
Probably 3 rounds. Yeah, at least. Very minimum.
Another big time save. So
my favorite sounds about the play.
Right now,
only the giants can break the seal.
All the staffs are in the heads, so both of us run back to mount to grab a ultimate staff.
I already have the Maxis drone. Guess I built that.
Right, we built the drone earlier in the staff. So now we're waiting on all 3 robots to come. And
looking at this right now, saying we beat this run in like 15 minutes seems insane.
Yeah,
absolutely insane. Like we just completed the 2nd step of 7.
So there's a lot to still do, but we managed to kind of pick up the pace towards the end of this round, which is good. So we got some pretty good RNG here with the robots coming like almost instantly, which when you play with 2 players, you need 1 player to go inside the robot head and 1 player to throw the G strike.
Since I have the G strikes that I picked up as charging the church into Gen 2, Joe has to get a robot. But the problem is, only one of the out of the 6 robot feet is available to be opened, right? So we just happened to get lucky, and it was the close one to us. So we made the first one. So which is really important.
I typically stand in between 6 and mid, just because those are kind of the 2 robots to move in between.
And 6 comes first, so if you look at the robots, 6 is coming first, then it's mid, then it's 2. So what I'm trying to do is ID the foot from mid to 2, and Joe stands on the other side because he's closer to the robots that are the most forward.
So we get this lucky putt.
We go down.
I almost go down here. This kind of shows why.
I'm surprised Joe did not go down
Yeah.
in the robot head.
Yeah.
Right there.
Right
Sometimes you get down and you go in the robot. Like I've been down and gone in the robot head before.
Yeah.
So now here, I'm panicking a little bit because there's a lot of zombies and I need to chuck a G-strike outside the map to blow up this concrete thing. And so I tell Joe to hit the button which initiates the purge sequence. And then I throw 2 G-strikes because I decided that it would be good to be careful. So I just heard Samantha, or no, I heard the countdown, right, the countdown. And then I threw my G-strikes.
They end up working out really well.
If this didn't open, dude.
So the first one didn't really work, second one came through.
I think the second one was the one that did it.
We released the drone and
I released the drone immediately, and it was super scary because it just started flying around. And I thought I did it too early, and it wasn't gonna like go in. Yeah. But luckily, it was smart enough to go in.
The thing, and we've experienced this a lot with this map. You'll do things correctly,
but it won't matter,
and it won't work.
Sometimes it just doesn't work.
We had a really good run a couple days ago where
it was a very good run. I don't think it wasn't this good,
right?
But like
definitely
we probably could have closed out with like an hour and 5 or 6 minutes easily.
And so, but the middle robot would just not come, and our game.
So we were waiting to put the wind staff into the middle robot, and then the side robots just alternated for about 10 minutes. And then we said,
"Alright, this is just a reset." So we are killing these panzers all at the same time.
So this is, so when we blew up the concrete, we just completed step 3, which was rain fire. Now we are unleashing the horde, which is all the panzers. So I actually made a slight mistake right here. So step 5 is to skewer the winged beast, which means you get to shoot a plane in the sky when you have a zombie blood on. So I saw a zombie blood. I thought we killed all the panzers already, so I got really excited. But then I heard the cue that said step 4 unleash the horde, so I knew there was still panzers left. So I just kind of grabbed the death machine and started shooting really fast. And then I heard Samantha say, skewer the spear in the sky, but I did not see it yet. So unfortunately I had to start sprinting back towards Gen 1. But the reason that I ran up to mountain first is because I was rolling for raindrops, which spawned a zombie blood. So what would have happened there is if I could have rolled the raindrops, gotten the zombie blood, shot the plane down, and then killed the pilot of the plane who runs in a circle around the mountain in the same zombie blood, it would have saved a trip all the way back to the first one.
Yeah, so I drop a nuke right there just because there's someone taking
Gen 1's going down.
Gen 1's going down. But this staff, if we would have nailed that zombie blood in mid, would have been a
huge time save. And that's so lucky.
Right, so lucky. Not only getting a drop, but like rolling for raindrops there also. So because of that, Nick has to go to Gen 1, pick up the zombie blood that's been sitting there since the beginning, get this snipe in the sky, which is right there, and then Nick gets the ice staff to do the chariots of fire side Easter egg in order to get another zombie blood.
Right. So the chariots of fire is basically there's these bunch of wheelbarrows that are on fire around the mountain. If you shoot all of them with the ice staff, they'll spawn a zombie blood with them.
We will be rewarded.
Yeah, I almost missed it. And then we would have had it in the round. And the round probably would have not been anywhere close to the record for the console.
So, Nick's just finishing up this. I'm still trying to do this box. So.
Screw the boxes, dude. I hate the boxes.
Boxes are definitely.
See, what I should have done here is turn around and go back up the other steps, but I said, I can make it. I'm good at the game.
So yeah, this zombie blow was a little tight, but it ended up working out okay. Because it spawns on the other side of this.
So it can spawn at any of these little like columns right here. So I just watch it blink, and I'm like, wow, that's the run right there. If I don't get it, that's another like 5 minutes. So Joe just completed the last box, so we can go get Thunderfist right when I kill the spirit running around the mound. I also started going the wrong way. I don't know why, but luckily I realized that I was going the wrong way. So I said, oh boy, it's time to run really fast.
And Nick actually almost runs out of zombie blood.
Like it's blinking right here, and I'm like, God, I screwed this up. But there he is. There he is. So I kill him as fast as possible. Knife, kill. There's our Maxis drone.
So now Nick and I are booking it over to Gen 6 to pick up our Thunderfist upgrade. And
which is from the boxes.
Which is from filling all the boxes. So we actually finished the boxes just at the right time.
Right, so the reason that some of the boxes getting close wasn't the biggest issue is we couldn't charge our Thunder Fists yet. Right? I guess we could.
Well, we couldn't upgrade them.
No, I think we can upgrade them as long as you have the ultimate staffs.
Oh,
but
okay. Yeah,
I feel like that doesn't really make sense chronologically, because the second you have the ultimate staffs, you're trying to get them in the robot.
If I must
That's
fight
true.
their hand,
That's true.
this is the way.
Phoenix up.
And so we grab our Thunder Fist, and then we're running down to the basement to start getting melee kills, which luckily with the upgraded staffs, there's still a one-hit kill.
It is a one-knife kill. Thank goodness, 'cause if it wasn't, this would be a lot harder.
If we are to survive,
so
we must
next,
make good use of this machine.
Packing weapons. Both of us at this point are preparing for the final boss fight, which is kill 100 zombies in Agartha / Crazy Place. Right now, we both just sit at the bottom mound. I'm rolling for an insta-kill here, I think.
Yeah. Did you get it?
Oh,
we got random.
Random, which...
we did not get it.
Right, so we're actually not running the most optimal set of gobblegums. I don't have raindrops, which would be huge.
Raindrops.
For that extra zombie blood. And nuke and insta-kill.
Raindrops.
Right now we're just kind of waiting.
This is also the point at which we realized, like, hey, we're pushing like 3rd, 4th, 5th place in the world right now.
Right, because we still have that plus like 4 minutes on our
so we thought we were at like 55 minutes.
Right. This kind of shows our inexperience, or at least mine. Nick's he ends up taking a lot of these knife kills, so he gets his upgrade first. He gets his upgrade first right here.
I think it's like 2 or 3 more.
But as soon as he gets his, then it's my turn.
So there's my magic stone. Do some cool hand jiu-jitsu stuff.
And so, because we're on such a high round, there's a lot of zombies pouring down. And I'm, meleeing as fast as I can. But Nick has his staff charged behind me, so that
Joseph, we're not going down. We're not going down.
As soon as I get the red screen, he can pop the blizzard in order to
just secure
the run,
not
going down. Might lose a couple of seconds with the zombie spawns,
but we still set console record,
so it's worth it. Round ended right there, which is kind of unfortunate, but okay. So I need a couple more zombie kills, and then we are going to book it over to Agartha. Right here, we realized later that you could have been carrying staffs already.
Yes. But that wouldn't have saved the whole. Right. Plus, I'd been running through boards
and splitting zombie spawns. So.
And Panther.
I get my upgrade here, so we start.
Time to go.
Running.
Which is very scary because we're the last spawns.
And we still left the gramophone over at Gen 4, so that's where we're going to start running to. We see one Panzer on our way, or I do. And, lightning staff, it's no big deal.
Lightning staff slaughters Panzers.
4 shots and
it is a little heavier than I would like.
However, on our way back, we did not have a staff.
Which is a problem on round 20.
Right, so we both had packed weapons. We thought we'd be fine here.
You see, because I even thought about it when we were going, because I was like, hey, there's probably at least one more Panzer, but I was like, it's not a big deal. Here, actually, you can see me place the staff through the wall.
Right, that's a little speedrun trick.
Yeah.
A couple of weird things about the walls.
I clipped through a wall later, too. We'll talk about that.
Yeah, so right here, we both have packed weapons. We think we're fine.
This is the scariest thing ever. If we would have gone down, we would have lost our gobble guns, too.
I have no idea why this Panzer had so much health. I went through like 4 or 5, double pack bags.
Yeah. And I'm about to go down. Joe's about to go down.
So Nick books it through the portal.
I decided to try to save the run. I said, I'm going to run through the portal, just in case. Because with the Panzer's flamethrower, you never know how close you are to dying.
Right.
Luckily, Joe got the death.
So I got a death machine, which was absolute huge clutch there.
Run would have been so much worse. Because what I would have had to do is probably grab a staff, run back to the portal, Phoenix up, and then it would have been way scarier.
Right. But Death Machine came in clutch there. Next coming back through, I double pack here, I believe.
Science will one day explain all of this.
I probably could have ran and grabbed it since you were behind me.
Patrol route.
Yeah.
It is A. Okay. So we're going down. All we have left to do is grab the last 2 staffs,
Shuttle them to...
take them to Agartha, and then kill 100 zombies. So right here, we thought we had just broken the hour mark.
So we were like, hey, we're really close. Like, this is a good run.
Right.
Because until this time, we had never finished a timed Easter egg run. This is our first, not even kidding, timed Easter egg run that we actually had a timer going and it was recording. We had only done this Easter egg together once before this.
Yeah. We've ran it a lot of times.
But we either quit or
die or
got stomped on. Just a lot of dumb mistakes. And here I am about to go down. So what if I threw the run? That'd be cool.
So right here we're just running back. Nick's got the drone already. And I'm just waiting to roll Gobblegum to try and get an insta-kill, which I end up getting right here.
Final stat. That insta-kill was so crucial.
Yes.
I was
extra
even
credit
telling him because I said, Joe, you have like what, 20,000?
Yeah.
45,000 points. So he said, roll until you get an insta-kill. We need it. We need it. It'll make it go so much faster. We need it.
So kill a zombie here, end round, which wasn't great. But at this point, we look at our timer and we say, hey, we just need to...
We just gotta go.
We just need to click it.
Yeah. I asked Joe if I should give another gun and pack match. He said no. And I said, I am good at the game. I don't need another one.
So this boss fight was kind of scary.
A little bit.
We see Gen 6 is going down.
We weren't really ever in danger of going down. It was more of just it taking a while.
Right. We thought it was slow.
Yeah. Because of the nuke.
Yes.
The third nuke problem.
Yeah.
Man, for this being the best console run ever, it just doesn't seem right. Like the best 2-player all-gun
There's definitely
of all time.
There's some mistakes, but that's alright.
Definitely some mistakes. So our adaptation's definitely good.
Right. So right here, we're just trying to kill as many zombies as possible. One of us.
Oh, Gen 6 is down.
Yeah, we see Gen 6 going down. We think that's okay.
I think it's fine.
Right. Actually, during the run, we weren't sure whether we needed 6 to be picked up or not.
We were pretty sure.
But we were pretty sure we didn't.
Pretty sure.
Both of us are still fairly new to running this egg, so we just say, screw it, we'll start trying to cruise through rounds. I get a nuke here again.
So one thing you can actually do is on nukes and stuff, you can still try to kill the zombies to get credit for like a soul kill to charge. So as you can see, while the nuke was going off, I was still unloading clips to try to get a few extra kills before all of them died.
Right. The biggest problem with a nuke is that it
takes 20 seconds.
There's 20 seconds before the next zombie starts spawning. And so that delay can really, you know, make or break time. Especially if it ends the round as well.
Absolutely.
So right here, the wall movements weren't really benefiting us.
Yeah, the walls.
But at this point, we're just trying to cruise through the end of this egg as fast as possible.
And Samantha is yelling at us. She said, "Go faster!"
So almost getting crushed there, but that's all right. Nick's kind of running low on ammo.
Yeah, I have a clip ammo. 2 clips.
Yeah, 2 clips left. I'm running out as well, but I have a second.
I had a KRM on round 22 unpacked. But that's fine.
But it ended up, we had just enough to finish this round.
See, I just took through the wall.
We were tactically holding this insta-kill. For when for the KRM would have been worth it. We ended up popping it here just because Nick's about to run.
Oh, there's 100. So I immediately fill the drone up. And now we're just waiting for the teleporter. I'm just kind of spraying around because we're literally there. We've done the entire Easter egg. We just need to hold square on the beacon, which I was mad because it wasn't letting me do. I was like, I'm not about to go down on the light.
So we end up finishing up and hopefully we'll be back with some more
59-34 time.